What I'm going to be tying today is a minnow, a clouser minnow. I haven't seen too many of them like the way I'm going to tie it today. I'm going to tie one that is all white. Usually they're like white and brown or white and chartreuse or some of them colors, but this one's going to be all white. So what I'm going to be using is natural deer hair. It's got the white and the brown on it. I'm going to be using from the back side all white. So I'm going to pick me off a nice clump. Actually, what I need to do first is take this hourglass gold weight and put it right on the top. That way the weight kind of goes up, goes upside down in the water. I want this hook upside down in the water. 2 wraps, 3 wraps, 4 wraps, and it should stay on. Then switch over to the opposite way. Hold that weight on there. And just put it on. Make sure it's good and secure. About right there. You don't want it too far up, but you don't want it too far back. So I'm going to put it about right here. This is just how I tie them on. You can tie them on however you want. Then I'm going to tie this on just like this. Kind of tapers it out a little bit. Make sure it stays right on top. I'm going to taper this up a little. And come back here and taper this out. Kind of pulls that string down just a little bit. Makes that tighter on there. So after you get that done, take your white deer hair, just a small little clump of it, you don't need a whole bunch. Use some good heavy duty scissors for this. You don't want to use your small ones. I'm just going to knock out some of this loose fiber that's in here a little bit. Small ones, stuff like that. I'm not going to bother with stacking them. I'm going to tie it right back behind the eye. Just like that. I don't want any sticking up there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to get some more white just for the bottom. And a little bit less than, I'm going to put a little bit less on the bottom than I did on the top. And this I'm going to bring all the way up here. Kind of gives the underside of it just a little bit of texture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here like this. I'm going to tie this down just like that. Now I'm going to take this stuff right here that I cannot tie down, and I'm going to clip this stuff off. I'm going to build up this head just a little bit. Just like so. Flip this back over. Kind of split these out a little bit. And pull this back. Now I'm going to go right back up here because I want to tie in some flasher boot. Actually, I'm not going to. What I'm going to tie in, if I can find it, is going to be, since they're a little bit stiffer than that, I'm going to tie in some peacock curl right here along the sides for a lateral line on the fish, like a natural lateral line. I need 2 of these. And pull that to about the same length. It doesn't matter anyways, because I'm going to clip it because it's going to go over the end of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start over here. And of course you want the tapered side. You don't want to cut from the back side. You want to cut from this side. So I'm going to get it just about as long as the deer hair is. It's about like that. Make sure it's right in on the side. And just tie that in. Just a couple of little wraps. So I'm going to wrap it back forward anyway. Take your other one. Bring it around. And pull it up just a little bit. So I can turn it. There we go. Now what you're going to want to do is clip these. I'm going to clip them right behind the eye. Just like that. And tie these up to where you can't really see them. Just like so. Bring this back up. A little bit of head right there. Now I'm going to whip finish. About 4 times, 5 times. Whatever you like. Now I'm going to do it 2 times. Just like that. Take your string. I like to tighten it up just a little bit up there. Clip that. Take your head cement. I'm going to start on the bottom. Some head cement along the bottom right there. I'm going to flip it over. Some head cement right on the head there. Right there. And that'll do for head cement. Let that dry. Now what I'm going to do for the eyes is I got some red and yellow paint right here. I'm going to use the yellow since it's a white one. And then after my yellow dries, I'm going to make a pupil with my Sharpie. Now what I do is I don't use a paintbrush. What I do is I sit it like this. Let me fix my rotary here. Sit just like that. Well, I don't want to cooperate here, does it? There we go. So now I can rotate it. Now what I do, after you shake it up really good. So I'll take my yellow and I'll put a drop just like that on there, and then quickly turn it over. Take and put another drop right on there just like that. Now we'll let that dry. Since it's going to take a while, I'm just going to leave it like this, let it dry, and then I'm going to come back and put it on the with the Sharpie. You can do this. It's easy to do. I'm just going to let it dry for a couple of hours, and after I let it dry for a couple of hours, I'm going to put the pupil on with my Sharpie, and you know, just make it a nice round big pupil. About, you know, good size pupil in there. You don't want to take up all of the yellow, of course, but that's how you do that. So have fun making them.